10 players hoping to light up the championship this season. The championship retains its fascination, even if the season ahead may potentially lack some of the broader quality of recent years. It comes as little surprise to see the three sides just relegated from the Premier League instantly installed as the favourites to go straight back up. Certainly Fulham, West Bromwich Albion and Sheffield United look like the teams to beat, with Bournemouth also expected to be in the argument. The scramble for the 4 playoff places looks set to contain the most intrigue, with potentially 10 or more clubs fancying their chances of finishing in the top 6. At the bottom, fears are growing for Wayne Rooney's Derby and their threadbare squad, with the 3 clubs just promoted from League One all standing a more than decent chance of staying up. But, as always, nothing can be taken for granted in a division that is always a marathon rather than a sprint and inevitably throws up some twists and turns. Ahead of the big kickoff, as Bournemouth host West Brom on Friday night, we pick out 10 plays who could illuminate the championship this season. Harry Wilson, Fulham. Fulham were already the bookmakers' favourites to bounce straight back to the top flight. Their squad is packed with players who know how to win promotion from this league, but the statement £12 million signing of Harry Wilson from Liverpool only confirms that status. The 24-year-old Wales winger was excellent during previous loan spells in the division at Derby, Bournemouth, and Cardiff, and featured for his country at Euro 2020. He will offer Fulham an additional creative threat and well-honed set-piece ability as new manager Marco Silva attempts to guide them back to the big time. Ilia's chair, Queen's Park Rangers, after gravitating towards the lower end of the championship in recent times amid financial restraints, there are strong hopes QPR can make a push to return to the Premier League for the first time since 2015. Central to their hopes of success will be primary creative force Ilia's chair, who scored 8 times and set up another 4 during 2020-21. There will be a frisson of excitement among Hoops fans every time the Morocco international gets on the ball, and he's especially adept at dropping back to get possession, driving at defenders and picking out the perfect pass. Jerry Yates, Blackpool. Blackpool finally seem to be on the up again after years of turmoil and mismanagement. They won promotion back to the championship after 6 years away by beating Lincoln City in the playoff final. Fundamental to their success last season was striker Jerry Yates, who scored 20 times during the regular season and then delivered in the playoffs with a goal and 2 assists. There was plenty of interest in Yates over the summer, but he has committed to Blackpool by signing a new 3-year contract, with manager Neil Critchley speaking of his desire to prove himself at the higher level. David Brooks, Bournemouth. Brooks is undoubtedly one of the most talented players at this level and will be looking to make up for lost time after injury issues. He suffered a bad ankle injury during the season Bournemouth suffered relegation from the Premier League, and the winger was also sidelined for chunks of last season. Now back to full fitness, Wales international Brooks will be a real asset to new Cherries manager Scott Parker as they strive to get back to the Premier League. Ryan Brewster, Sheffield United. Things didn't exactly go to plan for Brewster last season after his £23.5 million transfer from Liverpool, as he failed to score in 30 matches as the Blades finished rock bottom of the table. But a season in the championship may well be the perfect tonic for the 21-year-old to rediscover his confidence in front of goal. Brewster scored regularly when on loan at Swansea in the division during the 2019-20 campaign, and his reputation will be restored if he helps United, now managed by Slavisa Jokanovic, win promotion. Sportsmail spoke to Dion Dublin, the former striker with plenty of experience of championship-level football, to gain his thoughts ahead of the new season. I look at this league, and it is more or less another Premier League with the stature and the fan base of the football clubs in there. It's why the championship is the hardest league in the world for me. The players have to be on it all the time to be successful. It just takes that little bit more to do well. Fulham and Bournemouth, with a couple of quid in the bank from their Premier League days, will be up there. I like Scott Parker as a coach, and he will know how to get Bournemouth in the mix. Sheffield United might find their way into contention. The fans will demand better from them. I do think Middlesbrough will have a better run this season. Neil Warnock doesn't complicate the game, he just allows his players to use the talents they have. He's a hard man, he shouts, screams and snarls, but because he wants to win. I do like Millwall as an outside bet for the playoff positions, while QPR, Barnsley, and Coventry all try and play the correct brand of football, the beautiful game. I think it's a little harsh. Derby are being written off already. There are a few crossroads they have to get over at the moment, and they're not settled. The pressure is massively on Wayne Rooney, but with his passion I've no doubt he will get the message across to his players. I'd be very surprised if they are in the bottom 3, very surprised. Diane Dublin was speaking on behalf of the EFL and eBay. To learn more about eBay's Small Business United campaign, click here. Callum Styles, Barnsley. Barnsley surprised everyone last season by making the playoffs, but their manager Valérien Ismaël has since moved on to West Brom and took key figure Alex Mowatt with him. With Austrian coach Markus Schopp at the helm, hopes remain high that the Tights can mount another bid for the top six and their 21-year-old midfielder Callum Styles can be a driving force. The Barry Baggio was outstanding last season and his combative and diligent midfield work certainly won him many admirers at Oakwell and beyond. Therese Campbell, Stoke really drifted after a positive start to last season as playoff potential faded into mid-table anonymity, and one factor was the knee ligament injury suffered by young forward Therese Campbell. The 21-year-old son of former Arsenal, Nottingham Forest and Everton player Kevin had netted 7 times and set up a further 7 during that positive start to the season for the Potters. He is still recovering from the injury, which required surgery at the start of the year and won't make the start of the season, but it is to be hoped he can compensate for lost time with another blistering campaign. Matt Clark, West Brom. The Baggies will certainly be among the favourites to return to the Premier League at the first time of asking, especially if new manager Ismaël can copy his style from Barnsley to the Hawthorns. One of their summer arrivals is the Brighton defender Matt Clark, on a season-long loan, and the 24-year-old has plenty of experience of this level from 2 loans at Derby. Clark, 24, never got much of a look in at Brighton, but can show them what they're missing by guiding a resolute West Brom to promotion. Nathan Baxter, Hull. Hull returned to the second tier as champions, and it's expected they will be more than able to hold their own at the higher level and keep away from relegation trouble. But a good quality goalkeeper will be essential, and to that end Nathan Baxter, 22, has been brought in on loan from Chelsea. This is Baxter's 7th loan spell from the Premier League club, but his first as high as the Championship. He is credited with being a strong character for his age with a solid mentality, which will be crucial in the slog that is this division. Joel Randall, Peterborough. Newly promoted Peterborough have paid a 7-figure fee to sign the highly rated Randall from Exeter City, seeing off Celtic and Charlton for his signature. The 21-year-old, who scored 13 times in 44 outings for the Grecians, can play on the wing or as an attacking midfielder. Powered by the goals of Johnson Clark-Harris, the top scorer in League One last season, Posh can be confident of hanging around in the Championship. Friday AFC Bournemouth vs West Bromwich Albion, 7:45 p.m, live on Sky Sports main event and Sky Sports Football Saturday 3 p.m, unless stated. Blackburn Rovers vs Swansea City, Bristol City vs Blackpool, Cardiff City vs Barnsley, Derby County vs Huddersfield Town, Luton Town vs Peterborough United, Preston North End vs Hull City, Queen's Park Rangers vs Millwall, Stoke City vs Reading, Sheffield United vs Birmingham City, 8 p.m, live on Sky Sports main event and Sky Sports Football Sunday. Fulham vs Middlesbrough, 1:30 p.m, Coventry City vs Nottingham Forest, 4:30 p.m, both live on Sky Sports main event and Sky Sports Football.